Happening, everybody? It is the Smash Bros. Cast. What is it, 85? 86? Do you remember? Don't look it up. It's fine. It's fine. The numbers don't even matter anymore. But we're back.
Yeah, it should be 86 because you probably didn't change it with Peon, and so yeah, it'd be 86.
All right, so here we go. We're actually starting this podcast. Yeah, you get the clickety clack. So Crawler and I playing a match. So here we go. This show is brought to you by the letter C. No, I'm just kidding. No, so Crawler, how's your week been in Smash? What have you been doing? You're like, what? I haven't been playing Smash.
I did play a little bit of Smash this week. I got aggravated and lost, I think, 3 or 4 matches in just ranked or whatever, trying to raise my GSP. So that frustrated me a little bit. But you and I did. Did we only do one match after the?
We did one match.
Tournament?
Yep.
Yeah, and that was good. You'd been streaming for like 16 hours, so
that was a crazy day.
It was good. But yeah, just a little bit there, and then this has been really fun. Just even now tonight, you and I did a couple. While you were getting ready for the podcast, I was holding down King of the Ring for a little bit, and I'm actually in like a happy spot with Corrin right now. I'm feeling as I get.
I just smash attacked him, and he's like a forward smash. He's like, I'm not happy anymore. There's anger in my body.
I feel like she's not as handicapped especially as she was like at the beginning. I feel like balancing has been really good. There are a few matchups I'm still like learning and working on.
Which ones?
Somebody in the community, I think, was that last week maybe, was playing Joker, and that was throwing me off a little bit.
Okay.
I think that's not an easy matchup, but I don't think Joker's really an easy matchup for anybody, because it's been, I mean, Ooh. Joker has been you almost ceiling me there.
How did I not ceiling you? That's what I want to know.
But Joker's been so dominant in the competitive scene pretty much since he came out. So
true.
I mean, it's a difficult matchup just because of how strong he becomes, especially with when Arsene comes out, and especially for some of my attacks as well, when Joker can absorb attacks and get Arsene faster, and then also the reflection and the counter that is that down B when Arsene is out, it's a difficult attack, and then the guns and the recovery that he has, it's a challenging matchup. So that's one I would like to work on probably, and then I feel like I know this matchup so well between you and me just because that's what we do the most.
Sure.
I did play this week. I was playing somebody which I know that I think they've said they've worked on making it better and more accurate to your preferences, but I played somebody on one of the Metroid stages, the one that rotates this week, and it was just frustrating.
Like it wasn't a legal stage. It
wasn't a standard.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was that rotating like Metroid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah,
and
that's no fun.
I think it was a Dr. Mario or something like that, but so that just gets annoying and frustrating when you're wanting to play something more on an even playing field, and you get that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's no fun at all. I've had a crazy week. My last run at Elite put me at like 5.9 or 6 million, and okay. I didn't lose a match, and it was really good practice for me against Ike. And I think Captain Falcon. I think it's been a couple days, so I don't remember. But like, I mean, I was shaking. My heart rate. I was like, oh my gosh, like it was.
I'm sweaty.
Yeah,
knees weak, arms are heavy.
Yeah, mom spaghetti and everything. Like it was a lot of fun. So, and you guys can watch that if you want. If you want to see my road to Elite, it's on YouTube. It's no commentary. and it's just there for you to check out and critique even if you want to. And it's been great for me because like I'll go back and watch the stuff. And there's even stuff that's happening mid-game now that I'm like, nope, I should have back aired right there. Like I feel like it's a constant learning process. We say it all the time, but like I'm always evaluating my gameplay even while I'm playing now, right? Like how can I improve here?
I feel like getting to see like your whole gameplay laid out there is better for your analysis, because more so it's just like, oh, I should have done this different on like what got you killed. Whereas you can see everything that leads up to it and why you were at the percentage you were at or put at the disadvantage that you were at. And it can probably lead to just better, smarter gameplay overall, as opposed to just trying to correct last second mistakes that you made that led to a stock being taken. Yeah,
there's definitely that. The one thing that I'm watching myself do more often is like, what am I doing out of shield? Like if they attack shield, I'm like, I have a bad habit of doing my short hop down air, and that short hop dare, like it doesn't always connect. And there's a lot of opportunities when my back is facing the opponent, and I've started incorporating it more, that I make sure to throw that back air, right? And that connects. And I'm trying to throw a lot more back airs. I'm still trying to just to make sure I'm doing the dance. I'm playing the neutral game and not just jumping all the time, because it's just it's like my go-to habit to fall into, just jumping. And like,
and empty hops lead to mistakes.
Oh, absolutely. And so that's one of the things that's just I'm continually working on, and just, working on the spacing and trying to I definitely struggle with the sword characters. Like that matchup it's tough for Mario's short little arms, and so I've got to make sure
they outreach you just that little bit.
Yeah,
and they do a lot of damage.
I've got to make sure to like utilize the fireball, try to use it as a gimping tool, and I've really been exploring my options off stage more, like not just going for the dunk, but trying to get the back air, right?
I saw a little bit today. You were going out, I think, trying to cape, right?
Oh, and that too, for sure. Yeah, mixing the cape in there, but the back air off stage is such a great kill tool, because if they burn their second jump, it may not send them to the blast zone, but it will typically
put them far enough.
Yeah, it'll typically take them too far out that they can't get back to stage, and so I've been trying to incorporate that more as well. So that's been a ton of fun. The tournament happened this week, right? Mm-hmm. We got to see Leo take number 1, and he had to reset. He had to reset the grand finals, and
yep.
We saw King Raymar was back, and he got second again. This is the second time he's taken second in the tournament. He was so frustrated. He's like, "Oh, come on! Like, I really want to. He wants to take first, so I know he'll be back. So we'll have to keep him going. We've got
Leo also got redemption in loser finals, taking out Ice, who had sent him into the loser bracket as well.
That's right. Yeah. So
and they had an epic ditto at the very beginning.
They did. It was like 8 minutes long, almost like 7.5 minutes long. It was crazy. So that was really fun to watch. Really a good time. We've got the Smash League coming up. We've kind of just been briefly talking about it, and we're kind of just doing a soft launch with it. We're not. Nothing is set in stone. We're just trying to figure this thing out, and it's looking like it's going to probably be twice a month. We're trying to pick the best day that will allow the most people to be involved, because scheduling is tough, right? Like just trying to get everybody, and time zones and everything can be pretty difficult. So get into the Discord, n64josh.com/discord, and look for the pinned message in the Smash server. And it's a Google Doc. You can sign up right there, and we're gonna have a meeting sometime next week. I'll be live on Twitch. I'll let everybody know in the Discord, like, hey, show up for this. We're gonna start kind of discussing rules and what this is going to look like. I think right now we have 2 team captains with Leo and Rami, and Rami did really well in the tournament last weekend also, and so I think that's gonna kind of be where we start. And if as more and more people let us know that, or we can see what the skill level they're at, we can then put more teams together. And so I think the idea here is to have like 5 or 6 person teams with and as many as we can have, right, with beginner players, intermediate players, and advanced players. And so there'll be times to get together and practice, and then we'll also do like crew battles that I think are going to be really fun. And it's going to teach us so many new matchups. It's going to teach us it's almost like tournament play, but with friendlies. But there's almost a little more at stake, right? When you're playing as a team and you've got a team behind you and people that I think what it's going to do is hopefully kind of solidify the community and get more people excited about practicing with the people, with their teammates, so.
Yeah. And that's the best thing, is just having kind of a built-in practice group together.
Yeah. Yeah. So it should be a really good time. I'm trying to do more, getting some viewer battles in, at least weekly, just because that's been more fun. And I want to start something where it may only be once a week, but kind of like a Fight Club deal, where kind of like what we're doing right now, how we have this set up, but instead of recording the podcast, we're just breaking down matches as they're happening, so people can come in. We can kind of give live feedback right as it's happening, and they'll just be 10 to 15 minute YouTube videos with maybe 2 or 3 matches, right? But something that I think could be kind of cool, and another learning tool. So that's just something that's kind of in the back of my mind. But we kind of had some Smash news with Nintendo.
Yeah. So between last episode, which I wasn't on, and this episode, Big House had announced that they were going to put together a online tournament, and it was going to be Ultimate Singles and Melee Singles. And Ultimate is fine. That's no problem for the community to be able to log in and join that. But for Melee, it was going to be run through, I don't have the name of the program up in front of me. Do you remember what
Slippy.
it was called? Slippy. That's right. And I think the easiest thing for me to equate it to, which I think I tried to do for people in Discord as well, is, I don't know if everybody's old enough to remember, back with Halo 1, there was a service, which I think I had to look it up, and I don't even remember.
Xbox Connect.
Was it Xbox Connect?
Yep.
So it was like a great late 90s, early 2000s style internet website that pretty much you were able to connect the original Xbox had a LAN port on the back, so you were able to connect it to that. But it pretty much used your computer and the connection to your Xbox that way to turn your computer into a giant LAN cable, and you were able to play LAN matches with other people and their Xboxes hooked up to their computer. So in essence, that's kind of what Slippy is, with the added. Is it built into Slippy, the emulator, or is it everyone running Dolphin?
I don't honestly know I know that if you're seeing any kind of Melee online, it's definitely not a GameCube that's playing it, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's where Nintendo has the biggest issue. I think if GameCubes were being used like you could do with Double Dash and do LAN parties, it might be a little bit of a different story, right? But I think the fact that they're having to use emulated Melee software, Nintendo just doesn't. They're not cool with it. And my hope is that two things that I hope happen here. One, I hope that Nintendo of America gets a hold of these people making Slippy and says, hey, we want you guys to help us fix Ultimate. And then two, they're going to release Melee similar to Sunshine, right? And
that would be, I think that would make the community happy a lot.
I don't know how it couldn't, right? I mean, if like it's a massive community, and not only Melee, but I mean, I feel like it would be, I have a hard time thinking Nintendo would actually do it, but if Smash 64 and Melee both got online and were put into, you know, you were able to play them on the Switch, like, I don't know. I don't even know, like, I'm not even sure what that would necessarily do to the scene, right? Like, if it ran well, this scene might blow up. The Smash scene might, like, maybe, like, majorly revitalized.
And the work is, I mean, if those are the two titles you're looking for, the work is half done with 64 already being emulated through Wii U. So they just got to, it would be nice, knowing Nintendo, they wouldn't want to build in netcode into that, but like, if they could find a way to add that stuff in, which...
Well, I don't know if you can say that now, because our Nintendo games and our SNES games now have online.
NES Online, you can play... Yeah, that is the true thing, that they would just need to utilize whatever software they have running in the background on that, because that does work pretty seamless. You get to play couch co-op like games with people across the internet, and other people can... or you can watch and clap and react or whatever, even if you're not playing.
Right.
So it works pretty seamlessly. So yeah, I would hope that they would do it. Patrick Murphy in chat mentioned that Dolphin is apparently built into Slippy. So I mean, but that is, I mean, that's a way that they're controlling. And we talked about this. I don't know if we talked about this in one of the previous episodes, but even like the 64 and the Melee versions that they're playing at the bigger tournaments, like they're already kind of pre-made versions, like especially the 64 version of Smash. It's only Dreamland, and it's a specific rule set type that's like pre-baked into the emulated, like fixed in cartridge. It's not like it's not the standard 64 cartridge that they're playing on, because speaking of Rami played Smash 64. He had entered into that bracket at Genesis when we were there a little while ago. So yeah, it's like Nintendo seems to be okay with it if it's these big, because that's a bigger company that runs all those units for those big tournaments. But yeah, it seems like that would be I would buy a Smash collection if they put 64 Melee and Brawl all on a, and I mean, why not just put Smash 4, put all the iterations on there, because then the different metas can kind of come out and shine, and you can play what you want. That would help the tournaments, I think, later on in the grand scheme of things, because the only thing that's not supported is the 64 controller, but there is a third-party option for USB 64 controllers. So eventually we could probably see all the iterations of Smash being played on a Switch at tournaments. And if it runs well and plays well, then it's there. And then that also gives viable options for online tournaments as well.
I'm holding the SNES controller right now, so it's not like Nintendo doesn't like selling these classic controllers.
Yep. Yeah, Nintendo could come up with a 64 controller.
Yeah. So, you know, and I mean, again, I don't know the size of the Melee community, but I know it's not just in the States. I know that it's worldwide, right? And Japan has a very strong Melee community, and so, like, I feel like it would just be the Switch is in a place where Nintendo can take some of these risky moves or do some of these things that are a little more community focused versus just strictly business focused. That they'd move Switches, right? I mean, people are playing Melee on their PCs, but if if they could play it on their Switch and it played well, like there's potential there. I think. I mean, obviously, what do I know? I'm just a dude with a microphone, but like, it seems like, because there would also be a new audience to
that also gives streamers a better, quicker, easier option to get it out onto Twitch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely does. Absolutely. So, I mean, and it's part of Nintendo's history. Melee is part of Nintendo's history. It was a homegrown community that like kind of got Nintendo like into true esports, right? I mean, I know they had the Nintendo World Championships and there was those kind of things, but like this was a big deal. This was a big deal. And you know, I mean, looking at how well just Ultimate sold, I wouldn't be surprised if they could sell, 5 million to maybe 8 million copies of a Smash collection, or
and do their stupid thing where it is done being sold by March of the year it comes out or whatever.
Yeah, that
people will still buy it.
Right. Yeah, that scarcity tactic. No thanks. No thanks.
But yeah, we kind of lost the lead there. But so Nintendo hit Big House with a cease and desist, and pretty much because of this Slippy program, and as such, Big House canceled everything. I don't know if Nintendo hit Big House, like I don't know the full ramifications of whatever legal threat was issued, but they canceled all of Big House. They didn't just cancel Melee. So it makes me feel like I don't know what's all going on in the background, because they definitely made it clear that it was because of Slippy. At least Big House did in their press release.
Right.
But it's kind of unfortunate that like this probably could have been one of the best, well-attended and quicker moving tournaments as well, because you can have so many simultaneous pools going on at the same time with online play like that. I was thinking about throwing my $10 into the ring just to
so was I. So was I.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let's do this. Like, why not? Why not? I mean, I just spectate the tournament I put on, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get in on some of these. So, and even doing the Nintendo ones, I mean, that was fun. I did it not too long ago, but like to do a legit tournament again, like I'm ready. I wanna give it a shot, So it was like I think because we recorded an episode after Peon and I. And we talked about this Big House. We encouraged everybody to sign up. And then like 2 days or the next day, it was like, yo, Big House is gone. Like it's not happening. It's not happening. So yeah, Nintendo they don't like the emulation. They're just like, not a good idea. Not a good idea. So
they also just, I mean, time and time again, it just, esports doesn't seem to be their big focus either, even though it's helpful free promotion for their game, and I just wish they would be into it a little bit more.
Right. Same here. So let's transition a little bit. We kind of touched on it at the very beginning, but just kind of talking about matchups. And for you, how do you go about learning your matchups? Like, is it mostly just online play, or will you ever like hit somebody up in the Discord, and what's your typical go-to?
I mean, I think you first initially kind of learn some different matchups based on online play, because it's going to expose you to, especially people that most likely, if they're playing that character online, it's going to be obvious that they've played that character a lot and that's their kind of main. So you're getting a good idea of somebody that's familiar with the character and all the movesets, or it's somebody that's messing around trying to learn it. And so you'll quickly kind of determine where you fall on that spectrum when you're playing against somebody. But if you come against somebody that you're struggling, then that's kind of an understanding that it could be a potential weak matchup, or it could be just a skill differential. So from there, it's kind of identify it, and I'll sometimes go go play against the computer, you also get a good idea. I mean, I haven't done this in a while, but initially, when we got the game, playing through all the story modes or whatever in classic, and kind of getting a feel. I like to play as a character just to try to understand. I think we've talked about that in the past as well.
Mm-hmm.
If you can play a character, understand their movesets, what opportunities they have to recover and or deal massive damage, can kind of change your perspective on how you want to approach and attack that character. But then, yeah, if you have a community available to you and you can reach out, like Toon Link is a difficult matchup, and I play Leo a little bit. I haven't done it recently, but like that is a good way to practice and somebody that knows their character pretty well. Murph playing DDD right now, he's pretty confident in his character, and it can be aggravating sometimes. So that's another thing. You recognize people that have a pretty good skill set with their character and reach out to them and just try to do that matchup over and over. I feel like you and I have both become fairly comfortable with our characters, and our matchups tend to be about 50-50 when you and I play, just because of how much we've played. We recognize each other's tendencies. We also know the capabilities of the characters that we're playing against.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads to just more just that comfort level. If I face a Mario online, I know what to expect. I know to look out for the dunks. I know to look out for that up smash and the back airs and all that kind of stuff. So it's just that familiarity, and then I think on a personal level, learning the movesets so you know what to anticipate. That's also important.
Yeah, one of the things I started doing when I record my path to elite, it's a half hour usually. I think the last one I hit like 22 minutes, and I was like, I'm good. Like, I'm the last person quit. I don't, unless there's if there's lag, or if they try to do like a really low time 2 stock, bogus setup, then I won't rematch. But win or lose, I will typically rematch just so that I can continue learning that matchup. And sometimes it goes in my favor and I end up doing better, and sometimes it goes in their favor and they end up learning. They might get the reads on me or something, So
question for you: if you do the rematch and you split, do you stick around and settle it with the best of 3?
I don't even quit if I lose. Like as long as they want to keep playing, I keep hitting rematch. When I'm recording those things, unless there's massive lag or like
or
I said,
a weird
matchup, then I just keep playing it because I know I'm going to learn that way. What's happened? I've gone all the way down to 3 mil, right? And now I've worked my way back up to like 5.9, 6 mil. And so it can be frustrating at times. It's hard to watch those points leave, but it's that putting a little more skin into the game, right? Like it's like, sure, I can find the easier opponent, but I want to use this. I want to be able to actually compete in elite, not just say I made it to elite, right? Like I want to be able to compete there. So that means I have to learn these matchups. I have to improve as a player. I have to get better in order to compete there. And so, it's tough at times. I may fire it up the next time I do it and, lose 1.5 million GSP, or I may hit elite next time, right? Like it's just, you never know who you're going to run into. And the same is going to be true with elite. The one thing that I am like, I never complained all that much about the lag in this game, but my word, this game is terrible when it comes to lag.
It fluctuates so much just based on, and it makes me wonder how many people are playing handheld in bed or something like that. Not that I think a ton of Smash players are doing that, but it seems like it sometimes, because I mean, I know you and I are both hooked up with LAN adapters. Nintendo encourages it, but it's a quick, like, what, $12 to $15 investment that I think most people should make if
Yep.
you're wanting to play Smash online. If you're wanting to play anything online on your Switch, you should be wanting to have the best solid connection. It also helps you with your downloads and everything as well. But yeah, it can be frustrating sometimes when you are in a slideshow or the moves are just so telegraphed because it's at just a standstill, or it can be bad.
Unfortunately, we're watching it right now. Like we're watching the current match that we're spectating is lagging, and it's just it's so frustrating, especially hosting the tournaments, and like you learn your moves if you go into the lab like I do.
It's timing.
You're playing with like you're playing offline essentially, right? And so when you go to like, I've had to space stuff out and time stuff out so differently just to make sure it lands because of online, and it's disheartening, honestly. I mean, it really is. And so I kind of going back to this whole Slippy thing. Like, hopefully they Nintendo America is like, look, these guys are obviously doing something. I think they have something called like the rewind netcode or something like that. I don't have the exact terminology in front of me right now, but it's supposed to be really, really smooth and run really, really well. And from my understanding, the way Smash works, it's some weird hybrid netcode that's like it's kind of peer-to-peer, but with also a little bit of like dedicated server kind of stuff. Like, I don't really understand it.
Peer-to-peer is the true problem with this, because as opposed to two separate entities having to talk to one single point, it's two entities talking to each other through a single point, and it's just a lot of traffic back and forth on the line that causes that lag. And if one person has a slower connection than the other, then it adds to the lag.
Yeah, I think we've gone over it before. Like, there's some videos out there that people that really know what they're talking about when it comes to the programming and the networking, like they're confused. I'm like, what is Nintendo actually doing here? And they're actually making it worse by the way they're doing it versus, and I wonder what the connection is like in Japan. I wonder if they have, if everybody has faster internet, and
it's a smaller country with better, faster, more reliable Wi-Fi as well throughout the country. And I think they have better access to high-speed internet throughout the country as well. But we're just such a large country. And I mean, I don't know if they have 5G rolled out over there yet, but I mean, we're hopefully getting there sooner rather than later. But if people keep still burning down 5G towers, then we're not going to get there.
Just running out there with their tinfoil hats, just burning them to the ground. Oh, that's hilarious. I didn't even heard that. That's super funny. But yeah, so I don't know. It does take away from the overall enjoyment, because like if I have my son come in and we play some matches, it's like, this is the way Smash.
It's a different experience.
This is the way this game is meant to be played. And I mean, I remember playing 4, and I remember there being lag at times and stuff, but I think it has to do with improving as a player, right? And when you get more comfortable with your move sets, and you start to move faster on the controller. I'm moving faster on the controller now than I ever did in 4, and than I ever have in this game. Like, but when I'm in the lab, my Mario is everywhere, like super fast. I get online and I'm like, oh, you have to really like, okay, now go forward, now go back, now fast forward. Like, it definitely is a whole new beast, and it's unfortunate. So, I think that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for making this happen. Episode, who knows, whatever. Where can people find you?
You guys can find me hanging out in the Discord. Come let us know you want to play some Smash, and we'll get it together and sign up for the Smash League. And that's at n64josh.com/Discord. That's the best spot to find me.
There you go. You guys can find me everywhere at N64Josh. A lot of content going out on TikTok right now. Mario Kart content, a little bit of Smash content as well. So you can go check that out if that's a app that you're on. And yeah, come jump into some viewer battles or get into the Smash League, all the info and when I go live is in Discord, which is n64josh.com/Discord. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.